Alex, tell me, how did this get started? Because your family's been in the jewelry business. This is a brand extension. How did you get started with it?
So for me, I've been a smoker ever since I realized I wasn't going to the NBA. So I was around 15. I'm turning 40 right now. Been smoking for 25 years. Something really just started off as a passion project. I seen that a lot of the industry was kind of picking up right now, and it was developing in certain states. And like I said, it was more about passion and seeing where for fun, and then just turned into something a lot bigger and teamed up with a bunch of great people. And now it's something really special we're hopefully going to turn it into.
Yeah, and Jim, you've been in a lot of different industries.
Yes.
You got a new album that you dropped this year.
Yes.
You've done fashion.
Yes.
You directed music videos.
Yes.
Bunch of stuff. Why this now?
I actually happened to be at the right place at the right time. But like Al said, since a teenager, I've been experimenting with marijuana, and to see it come full circle where I have a chance to actually be a part of a marijuana company that's legal in the business and can take it to Lord knows where. And then we had a mutual friend that actually put us together with my management team. So it all just made sense. And to do something I love and then actually makes money off of something I love is what more is there to say?
They say find a job you love and you never have to work a day in your life. It probably applies doubly to cannabis. But how does that work? Like, are you looking for somebody who is a known name, who's tightly associated with cannabis, and putting the word out like, hey, I'm looking for somebody to work with? Or how do you guys end up?
Nah, I don't think we were actually looking for someone in particular. It just flowed the way it happened. It was just naturally organic. Me and my partner that's partnering this, he's also part of Rock Nation, OG Juan. They just got back together. He happened to come along to Rock Nation. We're sitting in the office and the bells just went on. He's like, hold up. You were doing this saucy. Let's put Jim. Jim's perfect. He's been smoking all his life. If anyone knows about marijuana and cannabis, it's Jim. So, and he's perfect, it's really like we consider him, there's no one from the East Coast really that's really synonymous with cannabis and with weed. And I think Jim is that guy. He should be that guy if he's not. And then, you have Snoop on the West Coast, and Wiz. But really on the East Coast, we really don't have that guy. And I think we got him now.
We were talking before, I am not your weed expert, but tell me how this works. Is it like wine, where there's some people who are just, they've been sampling it so long, they know exactly what they like?
Yeah,
do you consider yourself a connoisseur?
100%. I'm definitely a marijuana connoisseur when it comes to the taste of the weed, telling you what type, if the weed is good. Like, it's just the whole, I'm not a wine taster, but just watching people who they gargle it, they taste it on their palate, and they tell you it's the same difference when it comes to marijuana. You off top know what bad weed is. We're not into smoking any bad weed at all. We only smoking the best of the best, which we call gas. We need gas at all times to smoke.
Alex, we were talking about the similarities between cannabis, between marijuana and wine, right? So when you're looking to set up this business, are you in essence like starting up a vineyard? Like, are you owning the facilities where it's grown, going through, becoming an expert in that? What's the process like?
So in every state, it's a little bit different. So for example, in Oregon, we own the vineyard. And we've started 5 years ago. We have the largest grow facility in the state of Oregon. It's almost 100,000 square feet. And Oregon, we're producing a lot of product there. It's mostly a wholesale business. So every state, which makes it a little bit difficult in this industry, is kind of separate. So in California right now, what we're doing is a little bit different because we had some issues with Oregon and just the learning process and going through everything. So in California, what we do is we visit the best growers in the state, and we personally curate the best product in the state, the most high-end, the most best possible marijuana there is in the state, and then we put that into Saucy. So we have these relationships that we've established over the years with these farmers. We make a deal with them. Hey, we're only going to grow this strain for Saucy, and we've established these relationships, and we basically kick the tires and make sure before anything goes into Saucy, it's literally the cream of the crop, and quality control for us is the most important thing.
Jim, how do you determine what you put your name and your brand on? You got a blunt
Yes, I have a product. It's called the Capital Blunt. That's one of the first of many products that we're going to bring to the table. It's actually the first pre-rolled blunt. As you know, legally in stores, you can't sell a tobacco rolled product, so it's rolled in tea leaf. And when it comes to figuring out, we taste tested like anything else. I go to Cali or to LA, and Alex finds, like he said, he gets a bunch of the best strands, and we sit there.
A lot of research and development. A lot of R&D.
Research and development, and we figure out which is the best strand that we want to put for the next run, and then we stuff those with the capsules and we put them in the stores.
How does that work? Because I imagine there's only so much R&D you can do in one session before your judgment starts getting clouded, right? I mean, I would think. I mean,
it's a process. I mean, it's like anything else. There's only so much wine you could drink in one day without your palate starting to confuse
you. Just put a little bit in the glass and
swirl it around. We go through the process, and then we end up finding the best weeds. But like he said, weed is a plentiful thing, so it's a lot of different strands that we would like to keep it new, keep it fresh, and keep people with the best of the gas that they can smoke, and not keeping the same thing inside of the blunt.
One of the good things about that is that we're never restricted to what our facility puts out. So a lot of times a facility that has a brand attached to it, they spend so much money. For example, a company like Canopy Growth that might have spent, lost $1 billion last quarter, they spend a lot of money on these facilities, and at the end of the day, if you don't have the brand and you don't have the marketing power behind it to really make it go, and the quality, what it comes down to, you're going to have no choice, put it this way. If Canopy grows something, or any big company that's publicly traded grows something in their facility, no matter what it looks like, they're going to put it out to their end consumer, right? We hand select what we put out to the hand consumer. We're not restricted to one facility, one farmer, one grow in California. I hand choose, I make sure it's the best. And that's what's one of the beautiful things about Saucy is when you go to MedMan or you go to RDC or when you go into one of these, dispensaries, when you buy Saucy, it's going to be the best. And that to us is the most important thing, because we're not restricted where if I grow it in my facility, I have to worry, oh my God, we have to sell it. No, if it's not right, it's not going into a Saucy product. And that's one of the things that I think keeps us above everyone else.
Jim, talk to me about the business of music connected to businesses like this. I've heard it said that music sells everything but music. You got songs and commercials selling cars, but now you got Jay-Z doing this deal with the NFL. You got Beyonce and Adidas, Kanye and Adidas, Rihanna and Fenty. So many artists extending their brands into other things. When you see that happening, what do you think?
Well, that's what music was always used for. Once we figure out music doesn't make money for music, we used it as a stepping stone to get all the ancillary things that come with our notoriety and our successes. And these brands usually double down on the success of these artists to propel their brands. So weed and music's always been synonymous. It's 9 times out of 10, any rapper you're probably going to find a ton of pictures with him smoking weed. So if you get the right person from our culture that's known for smoking weed, like a Jim Jones, like a Snoop Dogg, like a Wiz Khalifa, naturally the people was going to trust our judgment when it comes to a brand that they see us backing up and fully supporting about what they're going to smoke. So I would smoke something that Snoop gets on the camera and says, yo, this is the new bomb weed, you need to smoke this. I'm going to try it. If Wiz Khalifa get on it, if Jim Jones gets on the camera and say, oh, we saucing up, this is that Saucy, 9 times out of 10, they're going to try it because they know me for smoking throughout their whole career. It's like, damn, they can scratch the screen and smell what I've been smoking all this time. So now we're here, and it's a beautiful thing. It's no risk of me legally getting in trouble. Alex is showing me all about the business from the farmers aspect all the way to where we at now, outside of Wall Street. So it is the money of it has been proven. You got these big companies that don't know too much about actually weed and farming, but they know that there's billions of dollars to be made, so now they're doubling down and investing in it. So I think this is, like I said, probably the biggest thing since .com hit, is this weed business.
Alex, how do you structure this so that it's fair and it's right? Because, Jim's brand, significant brand, tied up with this, it's on the line. When it comes to ownership stakes, when it comes to associations going forward, what's the right way to do it?
So the most important thing for us, and I think Rock Nation in general, is that they just always ownership. And one of the things I told them right away, I was like, look, you made a lot of mistakes in the past. You put Supreme on the map. You know what I'm saying? If he would have had a couple of points in Supreme, that'd be worth $20-30 million. And if it wasn't for him and the culture, that's what put them on the map. So for us, the most important thing, we're getting Jim involved, is to make sure and to preach, this is your thing. Capo is yours. Not only is the capo yours, what you help build with Saucy, you're gonna have a part of that too. So he's part of everything. And that's the most important thing, is for us, you know, for him to be a part of it, and for him to really, you know, not to be blindsided by the short money and having to worry about, oh, we have to make money today. No, he understands it's a long-term thing. He's in it for the long term. He's putting his work in, and he's going to deserve to get what he gets at the end of the day. When it happens, God willing, when we're back here selling this company for a few $1 billion, he's going to get what he deserved, not a $10,000 check and a thank you.
Right.
You know, a tap on the shoulder.
And you know what some of the biggest things for me for this is the amount of jobs that we're going to be able to offer people by building our company. Like, we're dealing with facilities that's 100,000 square feet right now and bigger. So as our company gets bigger, it's only allowed to go, and more people we get to hire. And these are not, you know, these are people that deserve jobs and willing to come into work for a good company, and that makes my heart smile a lot, because I know I've been in situations where wasn't too many jobs to be offered, and this is a job offering in the weed business. Like, it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a great opportunity. I appreciate that.
Talk to me about the business journey, because in your music, your lyrics are really authentic. You're very upfront about coming up through the streets,
Yes.
hustling,
Yes.
making mistakes. What's the journey been for you, and the way you view money coming up? You know, maybe short term, how you view it now?
I didn't view money coming up. I spent it as fast as possible. As fast as I made it, as fast as I spent it. I came up in a fast-paced life. We watched the hustlers coming up, and that money was a fast dollar. So when I first started getting my first legal money in the industry, naturally I spent it like I was still on the corner, like a fast dollar. I had to learn the hard way by damn near almost losing everything, millions and millions of dollars due to just living life and almost hitting rock bottom, and had to catch myself. But when you grow up in Harlem, you're a hustler. It's never rock bottom. You're always gonna find a way to make a dollar and build yourself back up. And now I understand what money is needed for. Got a family, got homes, moms. I want to make sure everybody's taken care of, and I can't do that by spending the money foolishly. And having good people in your corner to give you great advice that knows more about money than you do is always a plus. And I appreciate people like Alex and OG Juan for showing me now how to make my money, how to save my money, not burn my money. You know what I mean? It's a lot.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with it right now, and I'm thankful for that.
Give me a bit of an outlook. Next couple years, you're in California now with MedMen. I know you're looking to expand out to Oregon. What's the trajectory?
So we're in Oregon now, more on a wholesale basis. MedMen is just one of the stores that we're in.
Yes.
We don't have an exclusive deal with them. We're in about 100 dispensaries right now in the last 3 months, which is pretty fast paced. We're approaching 100 stores. MedMen is one of the bigger stores, and I think personally, in my opinion, is probably the best dispensary and the best the best dispensary definitely by far in terms of just building a brand,
business structure,
and just beautiful
being
stores.
out there, beautiful store.
Yes.
And I think they're definitely going to help us grow. And we're speaking to a couple of MSOs, multi-state operators. We're going to partner up with them, and we're in discussions to bringing us around to every state, little by little. We're going to do a couple pilots, hopefully hit Florida first, Nevada, Massachusetts, and Chicago will probably be the next couple of states that we're in. And like I said, there's a couple of big companies that are talking to us. I think there's a lot of undervalued stocks out there. I think MedMen's really undervalued with what's going on. I think Iantis is another really undervalued stock out there. Because there's a lot of companies out there that they're still undervalued here, and have been taking a little bit of a bad rap. Like MedMen's been taking a little bit of bad rap in the news, but they're a really strong company. So I think that Adam, also the CEO there, he's a good guy, and I think I think they're gonna do really well.
Finally, Jim, talk to me about rivalries and mending fences. Because through the years, I mean, you had some beef with a few people who you've since, gotten back together with, you're doing business with. We went through different periods in hip hop, self-destruction, where we talked about East Coast, West Coast rivalries, and then things got better. It seems like you've been through that personal journey
Yes.
too. Tell me about it.
get coming into this rap game is similar to coming into the NBA. When Allen Iverson first came to the NBA, he had to play against Michael Jordan. He didn't hold back. You know, this was his chance to turn. His idol became his rival at that moment. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But you gotta play your best game out here if you want to stay in this game. And it's the same thing that went on with me, even though it's a little bit more aggression added within this rap game, but it was pretty much the same thing. And in turn, time heals everything. You get older, you become smarter. Decisions you made when you were younger, you won't make right now. Like Farrakhan told me when I met him, things that he said when he was younger, he would never say now. And the things that I've done and said when I was younger, 9 times out of 10, I won't repeat now. And I'm happy to be in this place where I can own up to all the things that I've done wrong and realize that I'm headed in the right direction right now, especially with all this good fortune coming to me. Some of the people that people might have considered some of my worst enemies are now turning into some of my greatest friends. You know?
Right.
So
yeah.
this is
See you and Jay-Z.
Yes, shout outs to Jay
Yeah.
for giving me a great opportunity, especially with the Rock Nation family and the management and all the business opportunities they've been providing to me, especially with Alex and the Saucy. So I'm in a great place. I really can't ask for
different
so
bag
much
with
more.
Rock Nation.
A lot of people don't get a second chance. You know what I mean? So I'm
Yeah.
trying to grab this with every hand I got.
All right. Well, good luck to the both of you. Definitely interesting product. Maybe I'll get to the point where I'm ready to
But
dive in.
make sure you come to us so we can educate you and make sure you do it the right way.
I'll learn from the best, right?
Absolutely.
All right,
Yes.
guys. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.